Hello everyone! I'm here back yet again for my first review of 2010. Now, a few years ago, whenever it was, Hasbro released the Classics line, which were the original Generation 1 characters done with today's toy engineering. And lo and behold, they made Megatron, who, this is Megatron. They made him a gun. For the first time, we had a toy Megatron gun, for the first time since 1984. And I tell you, the fandom rejoiced, and then complained that it was a futuristic space gun. Well, this isn't actually a futuristic space gun. This is a Nerf N-Strike blaster. Have a look. Google it. Google Nerf. I think it's a Nerf N-Strike blaster. I think it is. I could be wrong. But there is a Nerf gun that looks exactly like this, but without the scope. So exactly like this. Obviously the colours are different, but it does shoot little Nerf things out. So, there you are. Once again, we have a Megatron, who is not only a gun, but he is a gun that you can actually buy. A real gun. Ooh, hey, I don't know about you, but that made me happy. So, onto the figure. This is the Henkei version, the Japanese version, in more G1 colours. The US version was blue and orange and neon green, and it looked stupid. This is a much more realistic, much better looking scheme, as you can see for yourself. It's a very lightweight gun. You can hold it very easily. It has a working trigger. If you can hear that. And you can very happily run around with this thing pretending to shoot things. It has a scope, as you can see, a working scope with crosshairs. It's a bit hard to see through unless you're looking at a bright light source, but it does have crosshairs and you can see through it, which is always a good thing. Not really much more you can say about his gun mode, but there we go. I like this. This is a very good gun. Even if it's not a real gun, even if it's not as heavy as a real gun, it has some weight when you do this with it. You know, it is a good gun. On to robot mode. And here is the leader of the Decepticons in his robot mode. Very nice, very imposing, and very reminiscent of his G1 character model. This figure just oozes niceness all over. Now I'm not gonna. He has all the basic articulation, except for a waist, due to the way he transforms. He has a nice face. I don't know. No, you can't really pick. Excuse me while I choke on some air. You can't really pick up his face because I have a crap camera. But he does have a monobrow, and he does have a nice detailed face with some nice paneling on it. Now, being Henkei, it's chrome, so he has chrome knee pads and a chrome chest. Yes, all well and good. A lot of people don't like the random placing of the chrome on Henkeis. Me, I can give it take it. Also, a lot of people complain about these wing things, and there's a mod where you can cut a little bit off there, and then you can just pop them in and out, and then he's like that. And while that does look good, you know, I do like the way that looks. I'm not going to start hacking him up. He is far too nice for that. And the Henkei version has the silver wings, so they suit him. whereas the Hasbro version, these are all the neon green. It's just two big blocks of neon green, which, yes, causes a problem. But like I say, they blend in very well, and it's almost like he's wearing a cape. Now, the one thing is, his fusion cannon is slung on the underside of his arm, which does mean it gets in the way of this wing, causing problems with articulation. Simple answer for that, you just have his arm straight, you spin it around 180 at the elbow, and you can put that wing flat, and you have Megatron with his fusion cannon where it is supposed to sit, on the top of his arm. Now, see, doesn't that look much better than that? See? Straight away, he looks like he's going to kill you 10 times worse. Now, yes, this does mean his wrist is upside down. In fact, his whole hand is upside down, and because there's no wrist articulation, it's stuck that way. But let's face it, who is really going to pay... What are you going to pay more attention to? The tiny little fist, or the big honking cannon? So I always have him displayed with the cannon like that, and he would be able to bend his elbow upwards if actually no, he wouldn't be able to bend his elbow up. He can't bend his elbow upwards, but he couldn't anyway because there's a big gun in the way. That's right? Yeah, that's right. But there you have it, Henkei Megatron, far superior to the Hasbro, based purely off its colour scheme, and I would say you must get this figure. It is a Megatron, that alone means it is awesome, but you can also get some pretty awesome shots out of it. I'm rambling and saying awesome too much, I need to stop. Let me just say, King Grimlock, yes, your little review on Moonbase 2 inspired me to do this one, so here we have it. I said I was going to do one, and I have done one. Mwahaha! Now if you excuse me, coming up next, I am going to eat some fish and chips. But there won't be a video of that, because that would just be disgusting. The next set of videos coming up will be ones entitled Heralds of Unicron. Oh yes. Oh, sorry, wrong Megatron.